100 different countries that no longer exist. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I'm just bored. So number one, the Aztec Empire from 1428 to 1521 in modern-day Mexico. They were destroyed by the Spanish. And because this literally took me a month to make, and I don't want to spend a year making this, I can only include the name, when it existed, and where it existed. So if you want to find the map or the flag, I'm sorry. Also, some of these don't have flags, and the borders aren't too exact for some of them, which are more ancient. So under number two, the Toltec Empire before the Aztecs from 950 to 1150 in Mexico. The Zapotecs from the 700s before Common Era to 1522, modern-day Mexico. The Olmecs from 1400s before Common Era to 400 before Common Era in Mexico. The Republic of Texas, modern-day Texas, but with some additional territories in 1836 to 1848 in the modern southwest United States of America. The Republic of the Yucatan from 1841 to 1848 in modern-day Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico. The Federal Republic of Central America from 1824 to 1848, which declared independence from Mexico, but then collapsed into a ton of different countries. Gran Colombia from 1819 to 1831 existed in modern-day northern South America and Panama, so basically Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Venezuela, as well as Panama. The Empire Brazil from 1822 when it got independence from Portugal to 1889 when it stopped being a monarchy, which is why it's different from modern-day Brazil. It also owned Uruguay. The Vermont Republic from 1777 to 1791 in modern-day Vermont, USA. Newfoundland from 1907 to 1949 in modern-day Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. The Incan Empire from 1438 to 1572 in modern-day Western South America. So basically, like Peru, Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Chile, that area. The Kingdom of Hawaii from 1795 when it was united to 1893 when it was taken over by the U.S. and became a state. Rhodesia from 1965 to 1979, which existed in modern-day Zimbabwe. The Natalia Republic from 1839 to 1843 in modern-day South Africa. It was a Boer republic, so they were Dutch. Then the Orange State from 1854 to 1902 in modern-day South Africa, additionally also a Boer republic. Transvaal, another Boer republic in modern-day South Africa from 1852 to 1902. The Kingdom of Zululand from 1816 to 1897 in modern-day South Africa. It was a native kingdom. The Ashanti Empire from 1701 to 1901 in modern-day Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and Togo. The Mali Empire from 1235 to 1572 in modern-day West Africa, like Mali. Carthage from 814 before Common Era to 146 before Common Era in modern-day North Africa, and like a couple islands across the Mediterranean as well as Iberia. Numidia from 202 before Common Era to 25 before Common Era, modern-day Algeria. Also Carthage and Numidia were both destroyed by the Romans. The Kingdom of Kush from 780 before Common Era to 340 before Common Era in modern-day Egypt and Sudan. Kingdom of Hejaz from 1916 to 1925 in modern-day Arabia. Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia conquered them. The Rashidun Caliphate from 632 to 661, the first of the Islamic Caliphates, but they only had the Middle East and North Africa. Then the Umayyad Caliphate from 661 to 750 got like a lot more West Asia, North Africa, and also Spain and Portugal. The Abbasid Caliphate from 750 to 1258, then 1261 to 1517, existed in the modern-day Middle East and North Africa, was destroyed by the Mongols. The Ottoman Empire from 1299 to 1922. They had the Middle East, Europe, and North Africa. They're considered to be the fourth caliphate. The Roman Republic from 509 before Common Era to 44 before Common Era. Existed in modern-day Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Then Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar made it an empire and a dictatorship. The Roman Empire from 44 before Common Era to 395 and existed in modern-day Europe, North Africa, and West Asia. Really a founding country of, the Romans were very influential. The Eastern Roman Empire, after the Roman Empire split into East and West, aka the Byzantine Empire from 395 to 1453, which had Southern Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. They're quite big at their time, but eventually they just got down to Constantinople and were killed by the Ottomans. Then the Western Roman Empire did not last so long, from 395 to 476 in modern-day Western Europe and a little bit of North Africa. The Germanic tribes ended them. One of those tribes was the Kingdom of the Franks from 481 to 840 in modern-day Western Europe. You know how the Umayyads took over Iberia? Well, they didn't take over all of it because they left the Kingdom of Asturias right in the north from 718 to 910. Then the Emir of Cordoba from 756 to 925 when they became the Caliphate of Cordoba from 929 to 1031 in modern-day Spain and Portugal. I guess Gibraltar too. Navarre from 1841 to 1512 in modern-day Spain. Leon from 910 to 1230 in modern-day Spain, and I think they had a little bit of Portugal. Galicia from 409 to 585, then another one from 910 to 924 in modern-day Spain, and a little bit of Portugal, so Iberia. Then Castile from 1065 to 1479 in modern-day Iberia. Then Aragon from 1035 to 1479 went united with Castile in modern-day Iberia. The Iberian Union from 1580 to 1640, which was, Spain and Portugal. The Papal States from 754 to 1798, and then they were destroyed temporarily by Napoleon, then came back from 1814 to 1870 when Italy took them over, and they had some land in France too. The Grand Duchy of Tuscany from 1569 to 1860 in modern-day Tuscany, Italy, but a little bit more maybe. The Republic of Venice from 697 to 1797 in modern-day Italy, plus colonies throughout the Mediterranean. The Republic of Genoa in 1099 to 1797 in modern-day Liguria, plus colonies throughout the Mediterranean and Crimea. Republic of Dubrovnik from 1348 to 1808 in modern-day Dalmatia, a part of Goa, and a port on Sicily, apparently. The Kingdom of Croatia from 925 to 1102 when the Hungarians took it over. Modern-day Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro, Slovenia, Crete, and modern-day Crete, Greece from 1898 to 1913 when they united with the rest of Greece. Poland, Lithuania from 1569 to 1795 in modern-day Europe. East Germany from 1949 to 1990 in modern-day Eastern Germany. The Czechoslovakia from 1918 to 1939 when the Nazis took it over, then 1945 to 1992, which is modern-day Czechoslovakia, and from 1918 to 1939 they had a little bit of Ukraine. Uzgrad, I think it was called. Kingdom of Yugoslavia from 1918 to 1941. Then Tito took it over. Well, the Nazis temporarily took over, but a revolution happened, and they took back Yugoslavia, and then 1945 to 1992 they were communists, the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Then the Russian Empire from 1721 when the empire was proclaimed to 1917 when the Soviets ended it. It wasn't the Soviets, it was more they became a republic for like a year. And they had third biggest empire to ever exist, plus Alaska. The Soviet Union from 1922 to 1991 in modern-day Eurasia. Not quite as big as the Russian Empire, but still quite big. Prussia from 1701 to 1918 after World War I. Exists in modern-day Central Europe, so like Germany, Poland, a couple other places. The North German Confederation from 1866 to 1871 when it just became Germany. Modern-day Germany and a couple other places. The German Empire from 1871 to 1918 in modern-day Central Europe, plus colonies in Africa and the Pacific. Austria-Hungary from 1867 to 1918 when they ended in World War I. The Kievan Rus from 880 to 1240, modern day, well, they're kind of like the predecessor to Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine, so they kind of existed there, and a couple other places too. Yeah. So then the Novgorod Republic from 1136 to 1478 in modern-day northern Russia. Then Vichy France, which was a German puppet state in southern France, but still got to keep its colonies in World War II, which existed from 1940 to 1943 when the Germans just decided to take it all over. The Duchy of Normandy from 911 to 1204 in modern-day Normandy and England, because, William took over England. Saarland from 1947 to 1956, in modern-day Saarland, Germany. The Duchy of Bavaria from 555 to 1805 in modern-day Germany. The Achaemenid Empire from 550 before Common Era to 331 before Common Era in modern-day West Asia, Egypt, and the Balkans. The Seleucid Empire from 312 before Common Era to 64 before Common Era in modern-day West Asia and the Balkans, which resulted after the Macedonians took over the Achaemenid Empire. Then they collapsed, and then the Seleucids got quite big. Then the Parthian Empire after the Seleucids from 247 before Common Era to 224, and then existed in modern-day Middle East, not quite as big as the Seleucids or Achaemenids. And after them, the Sassanid Empire from 224 to 651 in modern-day Middle East. Then the Timurid Empire after the Mongol conquest. Then Timur took over them then the Timurid Empire existed from 1370 to 1507. Then the Mongol Empire from 1206 to 1368, like the second biggest to ever exist. The Qin Dynasty from 226 before Common Era to 206 before Common Era, modern day China. The Han Dynasty from 206 before Common Era to 220 and exists in East Asia. I don't say China anymore because, expanded into Korea and Mongolia and a couple other places a little bit. And the Jin Dynasty from 266 to 420 in modern day East Asia. The Sui Dynasty from 581 to 618 followed, also East Asia. Then the Tang Dynasty from 618 to 907, East Asia. These are all like Chinese dynasties, by the way, just so you know. The Song Dynasty followed from 960 to 1279 in East Asia, and they were really prosperous, like industrial Europe level prosperous. The Ming Dynasty from 1368 to 1644 in East Asia followed. Then the Qing Dynasty when the Manchu took over the Ming Dynasty from 1636 to 1912. In East Asia, they were the last dynasty in China. Japan invaded and created a puppet state known as Manchukuo in modern-day Manchuria, China from 1932 to 1945 at the end of the war. They also created Menjiang from 1939 to 1945, which was basically Inner Mongolia in modern-day China. Then the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom from 1951 to 1864, which was a revolutionary state in China because there's this guy that claimed to be a little brother of Jesus. Yeah, no, doesn't make too much sense. Then Tibet from 1912 when the Qing collapsed to 1951 in modern-day Tibet, which is part of China. Then the Mauryan Empire down in India from 322 before Common Era to 185 before Common Era in South Asia. The Gupta Empire from 319 to 550. I don't know if it's Chola or Chola, but either way. 848 to 1279 in southern India, and they took over quite a bit of Indonesia because the ones who they took out were the, how am I supposed to pronounce that, but Srivijaya, sorry for my butchering of that, which was from 671 to 1025 when the Chola or Chola took them out. They had parts of Malaysia, the islands of Sumatra, and Java. Then also the Sultanate of Delhi from 1206 to 1526, also much of India and maybe a little bit more territory. Then the Mughal Empire, which actually means Mongol, because the Mongols from earlier, from 1526 to 1857 in modern-day South Asia. But they were taken out by the Maratha Confederacy from 1674 to 1818 in modern-day India. And then, the Marathas were taken out by the British Empire, but if we move back into Indonesia, then the Majapahit Empire from 1293 to 1527 had a lot of Southeast Asia, like Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, a lot of stuff. The Empire Khmer, which is how it's pronounced, from 804 to 1431, had lots of Indochina, so like Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Thailand. South Vietnam from 1955 to 1975, which was the fighting ground of the Vietnam War. Modern-day Southern Vietnam. Sikkim, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but 1642 to 1975, modern-day Sikkim, India. The Confederate States of America from 1861 to 1875, for the southern United States. They declared independence because they wanted to keep doing slavery, but nobody else wanted to do slavery, so kind of caused a whole civil war over that. The Sokoto Caliphate from 1804 to 1903 in modern-day West Africa, primarily in Nigeria. Sparta from the 900s before Common Era to 196 before Common Era. And I was kind of like going around the world, but now I've just ran out of countries completely, so, I'm just going around trying to find places I missed. So like Sparta, the Sokoto Caliphate, the Kalmar Union from 1397 to 1523. It was a union between Sweden, Norway, and Denmark, but Sweden, Norway, and Denmark also had other territories such as Finland, Iceland, and Greenland. The Kingdom of Kurdistan, which was an unrecognized state from 1922 to 1924, modern-day Iraq. The Republic of Biafra, which tried to get independence from Nigeria from 1967 to 1970. Number 100. I'm sorry, guys. I can't find any more countries. I literally am out. 100 countries is too hard. I can only get 99. Just kidding. Do you think number 100 was just going to be a disappointment like this? No, I did Ulm. Ulm, Germany. It's like the best country that ever exists, from 1181 to 1803. I don't know, everyone makes jokes about them, so, if you live in Ulm, good job. People of Ulm. They exist in modern-day Baden-Württemberg, part of Germany, and they're so special I had to make them 100. Anyways, thanks for watching. Seriously, if you made it this far, could you please maybe consider liking or subscribing, because this took like a month, plus an extra week to edit.